All right, let's get started. Let's get started. I'll have yeah, a tiny bit of sound. I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, it should be the same. It should be the same little tie. But yeah, let's get started. I'll see how many games we do. We might not do all 5, but at least 3 matches we're gonna go over against Wadi or Wadi against Kameme. So let's see what his Mewtwo can do. Mewtwo versus Cheek, not a matchup you see too often. The sad part for this type of ledge trapping for Mewtwo is that even if you hit with the tip of this down tilt, it actually doesn't connect into anything. Uh, yeah, side B, that's another thing. Like, this is actually only a true follow-up, but like higher damage, like very high damage. But it can still be, a good way to beat shields from the air. And it's not like you get punished for it. Ooh. Pretty good up air. Mewtwo's Fair is actually really, really good in this game still. Yeah. That's a good way of dealing with people trying to ledge trap you. Like, people shielding by the edge is incredibly common. Because, they want to stay safe from aerials. If you grab ledge and do a get up attack, you're still safe. You still threat, jump nair with Cheek, for example, to ledge trap. So those side Bs, pretty good way of like interrupting the flow from Kameme. Ooh. Nah. Kame could have made more of that situation. Yeah, back throw actually did receive a bit of a buff, so it's a bit stronger now. Before it was like very like dependent if up throw or back throw was better. Uh, but now back throw tends to be better, like for sure most of the time. And yeah, the side B conversion we talked about earlier at high damage, it is true if you're in the air. Like, you normally want to short hop and do the side B to get like a true follow-up. You still could create like a mix-up, like they might air dodge and then go for like, a strong move, for example. Ooh. Yeah, that's the dangerous thing with Shadow Ball on like close range, is that it doesn't cover that high up, so you can like easily short hop over it with a lot of characters. And as we can see, Nair bouncing fish. Yeah, that was great recognition from Kameme. The thing is though, if you do shoot the Shadow Ball on like far away from your opponent, then it's like so easy to like just avoid it. So sometimes you have to take the risk of like shooting it close up. Yeah, down tilt fair, true if you do not get a tip hit of the down tilt. Yeah, pro players like never miss this grab. They always get the timing of this. Regular stand up, like a lot of people, especially playing online, they overvalue this option just because like different amount of lag make it a bit harder to time. The grab, because you only have one frame to punish someone doing the regular stand-up. So a lot of people spam this because some players, even offline, can't really time it. But then even players that can time it offline might be much more inconsistent at it when they play online due to like various amount of lag. So for people that know that, oh, I almost always do regular stand-up, try to get out of that habit. I'm not saying you should never do it, but grabs pretty much always happens from good players in those scenarios. Occasionally they might go for a read and go for a smash attack, so it's not reactable, but they will still cover the timing. But the grab is like, yeah, on reaction, they can cover every time. It's like one of these habits that online play can give you, that you think that it's much better than it is, just because like online is so bad in this game. Yeah, this is something I like from Wadi, like charging up the Shadow Ball off stage. Some Mewtwo's like just go for the ledge right away, but you might as well like get, you know, a little bit of on the Shadow Ball. Ooh, yeah, great two framing. Yeah, as you can see, Wadi teleports to ledge, and just as he's about to grab the ledge, they get two framed. Kama had the right idea, waiting for the air dodge, but didn't quite capitalize on it. Yeah, I feel like for Mewtwo, one of his like main flaws is like dying early. Like he's so big, right? And he's still very light. But Sheik is not really the character to like have consistent kills. So I feel like this particular matchup is not really gonna show off like that big of a weakness. Like how big of a weakness it is, I mean. Yeah, Wadi has been jumping quite a bit from the ledge. Yep, there it is again. And Kama recognizes it. That's very important, like. So that was my first time watching this set, but I noticed like from previous interactions that Wadi was jumping from the ledge quite a bit, and then a player of Kamima's caliber is like also picking up on these things. It's like it's really important to pay attention to, especially how your opponents act in disadvantage. How do they act from the ledge? How do they act from the corner? How do they act in like not true combo scenarios, but like situations that can result in a lot of damage? Do they tend to jump, air dodge, like, and so on? Ooh, yeah, that Shadow Ball actually gives so much damage. Ooh, the two frame again. Yeah, Mewtwo is not that hard to two frame actually. Yeah. Well, I didn't recognize in time that. Yeah, we talked about this quite a bit in my set review between Leo and Samsora. That is very important to recognize if your opponent is going to be able to tech on the ground before your move reaches them or not. Because even if he teched in place, it was like he was invincible, and then Kamame got the punish. Yeah, this is like a mix-up that happens quite a lot in Ultimate, where you throw out a move that is not like, you know, that is relatively fast, not that laggy, but you buffer shield to avoid, you know, their out of shield option. So yeah, let's see here. He fair, he buffers shield, Kame is ready with the fair, but it's so close of hitting, but not. It's still not. In that scenario, if you think your opponent is buffering shield, you should use grab. Uh, but it is a bit of a mix-up, of course. But it's something to keep in mind at least. That a lot of players, when they land with aerials, they buffer shield a lot. But I would say a lot of players that are not aware of this option, you can often sneak in like kill moves, like up smashes out of shield that might not be true punish, but it works if they never buffer shield. So what normally happens for a lot of people is that, let's say I was in this scenario, and instead, like at first I would play against someone that doesn't shield, I up smash out of shield, and they're like, oh, I'm getting up smash out of shield, so they start shielding, and then I can start grabbing, and then yeah, it just keeps going. Mix-ups on mix-ups. Ooh. Yeah, this dash from Kamame is like forcing some type of action from Wadi, because you don't want to hang on the ledge when your opponent is like dashing up in this position, because you don't want to risk, because he has no invincibility, right? And he doesn't want to risk dying. So some type of action is, forced out here. And he didn't quite punish the roll. Dude, this is so sad. It gives you nothing. Poor Mewtwo. Two frame? Yeah, he went for the Smash 4. It's actually, like, it's not as good in this game to steal the ledge, because you can DI the trump, but it still catches people off guard sometimes. So it's still a decent option to use occasionally. And the thing is, the common response to beat this is to just roll up. But if you make it look like you're gonna trump, and they, roll, then you can punish the roll. So that's like the counter to that. Oh, that was a good one. Needles bouncing fish. Alright, I think they do 3 games of Sheik Mewtwo, and then like 2 games or something of Mewtwo versus Joker. Let us see. Yeah. Yeah, let's do the 2 games of Mewtwo Joker as well. We're not going to go over all 5 games this time. I normally do the full set, but we don't have as much time. So let's do 3 games. It's still quite a bit of footage to, go over. And it's 2 different matchups as well. And this, like, let's be honest, Joker is a more important matchup than Sheik. Yeah, Mewtwo gets nothing from grab. Like, forward throw can be quite good for damage, but honestly, I would probably have preferred back throw, and then, put Joker at the ledge. Try to ledge trap. Yeah, on this, yeah, you can roll behind, but I think he waited like slightly too long. Ooh, that's a great usage. So he gets the nair, and then tipper up tilt gives like a very weak hit, so it sets up for like up smashes or nairs. Ooh. I wonder if he was looking for, possibly with this, he was looking for like, a spot dodge. That's actually what I think he was looking for, but I'm not quite sure. Because a lot of these scenarios, when you have some like tech scenarios, if you're a little bit slow, people spam spot dodge. Spot dodge into buffer kill move is so common, but since the Shadow Ball is like not that fast, it would have beaten the spot dodge. So it was an okay option from Wadi to pick. Didn't work out that time, but I still like the idea. Oh. Yeah, that's like one of the kill confirms from Joker you need to look out for, the first hit fair. That's like how Leo gets most of his kills with Joker when he's not in Persona mode. Oops. Oh. Yeah, good tomahawk. I wouldn't say Tomahawk is bad online necessarily. It's just that a lot of low-level players... It depends on the low-level player, but a lot of them, like, never shield. So it's just something you have to accept. Like, a lot of low-level players, they have certain things they always do and never do. And it's very important to just, like... If you're not that much above their skill level, it's even more important to, like, pick up on those, since the skill gap might not be crazy big, right? But some stuff, as I said, they always do, and some stuff they never do. Like, they always go up from the ledge, very common. Some of them never shield, some of them always shield. It's less mix-ups overall. Yeah, that was kind of slow. Yeah, I wasn't too big of a fan of that Shadow Ball. Mainly, like, sure, it was kind of slow, but he risks dying from a counter here, as we see, right? Like, that counter is so good. And if he just ran up and did, like, he could have reaction tech chased and gotten a free punish on any tech option, and the damage difference wouldn't have been that big. So yeah, not really a fan of that. I feel like reaction tech chasing is a little bit underrated in this game by many players. I feel like a lot of people just guess when you actually can react to all the options. Yeah, that was good to not, like, DI in front. If he DI'd in front here, it would have been, like, most likely a second up air, or at least, you know, a higher chance of getting punished. Oh, good fair. Ooh. Pressure is good here. Yeah, in this scenario, a lot of people would have, like, directly tried to attack, which can be fine sometimes. But what we see Wadi here is that he goes down, like, he falls through the platform, and then try to, you know, punish Kameme as he comes down. It didn't work out that time. It was like, he didn't quite have enough time for the Shadow Ball. Dash attack probably would have worked in this scenario. But it's still more so the idea that I like, rather than the execution this particular time being amazing. But it's like, instead of, like, directly attacking, because Kameme can't react on, like, him attacking or not attacking, he kind of have to throw out a move preemptively here if he thinks he's gonna, like, if Wadi's gonna attack, which he does. like Kameme does, throwing out the move preemptively. But Wadi's not directly attacking, and now he challenges the landing instead. So good idea, but the execution didn't quite work out. Yeah, in that scenario you can also you can reaction tech chase on all of those. Yeah, and that cost him the game. If that was Wizrobe, tech chase every time. Yeah, Mewtwo. Wait, what percentage was that? Yeah, 107. Yeah, that's easy def. He would have died at like 80. Yeah, it's still like, don't get me wrong, Wadi's good, but it still looks very rough for Mewtwo overall. You don't have that good damage output on average. Like, it's hard to get out of disadvantage. You die early. Yeah, you gotta be very careful with rapid jabs. Like, if you start a jab on someone's shield, then against great players, it's like almost never worth it to go for the rapid jab. Damn, it looks so scary. When Joker's threatening with all these attacks by the ledge. Wadi seems to go for the same ledge option a lot of times in a row. Pretty much until he gets punished for it. Next time, I do not think he's going to go for the regular stand-up due to that. That seems to have been like a theme. Go for the same one until he gets punished. I would like to see Wadi go a bit more off stage. I feel like Mewtwo's off stage game is like kind of where he shines. Like, his backer is like actually really good for edge guarding. Nair is pretty good in situations where you think an air dodge could happen and you still cover multiple timings easily. Also, see what I said there? Next time he grabs the ledge, not a regular stand-up. Yeah, it should be def, yeah. Ooh. For a lot of characters dealing with Persona, like, it depends on the character, but camping it out is actually quite efficient for some characters. I like the way Samsora was dealing with the Chine, using a lot of like the side platform or side platforms and use like shield, because it's a hard position to challenge for most characters. especially when you have like a time limit to it. Oh, that was great. Yeah, last hit up the nair, comboing into grab. Yeah, barely whiffing the move, but then fast fall to avoid. Getting the weak. Yeah, attack chase game has been weak from Wadi in this set. Like, I like his neutral overall. It's like he's picking his spots very well. And I feel like Mewtwo kind of have to play a similar way to how Wadi's playing neutral. More like, you know, not too aggressive, picking your spots, charging the Shadow Ball a lot. A lot of spacing. Can't really rush in too much. The risk of dying too early is like massive. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, you have like a few follow-ups into dash attack actually. Fair at this percentage combos into dash attack. Shadow Ball as well. But it's a hard move to land, to be honest. And not the best against Joker. Due to counter or... like down B on both Persona mode and not. They're both like great against projectiles. So... yeah, you gotta be very careful with it. Yeah. Almost. But yeah, now going over Wadi's Mewtwo, it's like... I don't know. I still... going into this set, and how I feel now afterwards, it's still like a lot of the similar feelings. That disadvantage do suck. I do feel like Wadi did, however, avoid a few more kill situations than I expected, so that's good. He's neutral, slow, patient, kind of how you have to play the character. Overall, also being like a low tier character in this game still is more valuable than in previous games. Like the gap between characters are not as big. But I still feel like it's going to be a struggle for Mewtwo in many matchups. Like, we have talked about a lot of the main issues in the past. Too big, dies early, bad in disadvantage, not that great damage output. So I still hope to see some of these buffs. And please make Tipper down tilt combo. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the set review. Please let me know what you think. What do you think about Mewtwo? Do I underrate the character, or is he a lot better than I personally think?